Hey, what's up, guys? Friday here, and welcome to episode number 7 of the EverQuest Round Table Rants. And we're just gonna get right into it. Today, we are talking about how do you feel about modern concepts like guns and ninjas in EverQuest Next. So let's take a look at the roundtable page. Category 1, modern concepts like guns and ninjas have no place in a fantasy environment like Norath. Number 2, Norath should be able to include modern concepts like guns or ninjas, assuming they fit the visual style and have appropriate lore. It depends on what it is. I think it needs to be discussed on a case-by-case basis. I really like it when fantasy games can find a way to include a version of modern concepts in a unique way, and I'd like to see a lot of this. I don't have a strong opinion either way. Let's see how I voted. I believe I voted right here, which is Norath should be able to include modern concepts like guns and ninjas, assuming they fit the visual style and have the appropriate lore. That was actually not the winner. I think that's maybe my first time. Not my first time, but I was way off. But I don't have a strong opinion was the lowest. I really like when fantasy games can find a way to include those things. I want to see a lot of it. That was third. Depends on what it is. Needs to be discussed. The one I picked was second with 24%. And the winner was modern concept like guns and ninjas have no place in a fantasy environment like Norath. Now, this is a bit disheartening to me. It's like, all right, and I know I'm using WoW as a lot of, bringing up WoW a lot, but I mean, we have to be honest that it is next to EverQuest 1, it is the biggest ever MMO, and I think it's okay to compare to it. But in terms of a game with a similar time setting, you had gnomes and dwarves, which you have both of. You're probably gonna have both of in EverQuest. You had gnomes in EverQuest 1. We know we have dwarves in EQNext. I'm assuming we're gonna have gnomes, but those are two races that are gnomes are known tinkerers and machinists, and dwarves are known for kind of having explosives and guns and stuff like that sometimes. Maybe not guns, but the gnomes especially are kind of like, it's like, well, there's gnomes, there's kind of advanced technology. That's kind of it's usually, I think, a given in most fantasy lore, that these smart little guys are just they're little and they're small, but what they make up for it is in technology and science. So I feel like we're going to have guns, whether this poll asks for it or not. Now, ninjas, I mean, I defer back to the one I picked. If the visual style is right and there's appropriate lore to go with it, there could be ninjas. I mean, to think about how a ninja could actually really be a part of Norath, I mean, to me it seems strange. They did it in WoW pretty much with the Pandaren monks. They ended up being this island that was never known about, filled with pandas that were oriental like, and and yeah, then you had martial arts pandas, kung fu pandas all over the place. So is it, I feel like I feel like that was a stretch for WoW, and I feel like ninjas, in the topic of ninjas, that might be the stretch. That could be a stretch for EverQuest, but if they really came up with a good story behind it, it could work. It absolutely could. I'm not really against it, but it has to work. The Pandarans in WoW, that was, to me it was like that was a little forced. It was like everyone loved the panda so much in Warcraft 3. They loved the Pandaren Brewmaster. We have to get him in WoW somehow. And I think that was in the back of their heads, ever since they launched World of Warcraft, and they finally did it. But as far as that sort of stuff in EverQuest, it's my opinion. If the lore really supports it, let it be in the game. I don't see any harm in it. I do see harm in it when it doesn't make sense. Like when they force it, they make up some lore that just doesn't fit in order to support their addition of a modern concept. Then I'm not really with it. Sometimes they do it. It could be just for a quest where they do it as like an homage or a parody of something modern. It's like a one-off. In a lot of cases like that, it's fine as long as it's like it's a one-off temporary thing. But if it's ever like a permanent fixture in the game where you're gonna have ninjas or you're gonna have a certain kind of weapon, if the lore doesn't support it, then to me it feels wrong. So as long as the lore supports it and it makes sense, I'm good with it. So that's my 2 cents on the modern concepts argument. So yeah, guys, this has been episode 7. Yeah, episode 7 of the EQNext Round Table Rants. Please remember to like and subscribe down below and all that good stuff. And I will talk to you guys soon. See ya.